the great James Wilson. I'm here with Jeff Sutherland.
How you guys doing?
And today we are talking about the career in real estate. So last episode we talked about why would somebody want to get into real estate. This is kind of an extension of that. We're going to talk a little bit more about what are some of the benefits and what attracts people to this industry.
Yeah, I mean, one of those is that we always kind of sit back, many of us, and go, I really want to start my own business.
Oh,
right?
my gosh.
It's a big dream, right? People want to start their own business.
Next to owning your own home,
Yeah.
I think there's something inside our spirit, man, about
Totally.
being able to be the provider.
That's right. How many millions of people are sitting at home at night thinking, what am I going to do? What's the next move for me? And when am I going to start? Right?
I think that's why so many people watch Shark Tank and all these other shows, and they just are, what witty invention and what is my, the better mousetrap.
Yeah, by the way, it was so cool having one of the Shark Tank guys, Robert, can't say his last name very well, Robert H. He spoke to our company last week. It was awesome, man. He's so cool, so cool. Yeah, so starting your own business is one of the ways. And, it's an interesting thing because when you start your own business, you turn into what we call a 1099 employee versus a W-2. And many of you are used to a W-2 income where you're going to get paid maybe weekly, every other week, and it's a paycheck and you get your taxes taken out. And then we have this real estate thing.
Well, yeah, because you're talking about you're an employee in one aspect, and then you're self-employed, and they're totally different. And when you're, when I was still in the call center business, I was an employee of the call center.
That's right.
And so I was getting a check from the call center, and yet I was going to real estate school and getting a real estate license, and I had to make that transition and start to learn what does that mean. It's totally different.
Oh yeah, in fact, I think we become somewhat desensitized when we have a W-2 because
Sure.
you just get used to the taxes taken out,
Oh
Social
my
Security,
gosh.
and then you come over to real estate and you have these things called quarterly returns where you have to actually start computing what you've made over the last quarter, and then you submit your taxes. I can't tell you how many times over the years agents have come up to me and said, Jeff, I'm short and it's March, tax returns are in April.
Yeah.
What should I do?
Yeah.
So it is a big adjustment.
It can be for sure, and that's why making sure you have a good business strategy, you have a business coach, that you've gone through the business plan. Now, some of that stuff is kind of boring. I'm all about having fun and making money, and I'm not so much about the taxes and the business plan. Yeah. But I know if you don't make a profit, guess what? You're not really a business, you're a hobby.
That's right, you're a hobby. In fact, I've always said I want to pay as much taxes as I possibly can because that means I'm making money, right?
Yeah.
And there is a difference between tax evasion and tax avoidance, right? And those are some of the things that we teach the people we work with. You have to know your books. It's good to have good accounting, but what are some of the advantages of being on a 1099,
Well,
James?
for me, there are certain tax savings on certain items that you write off as a deduction from your business expenses. So a lot of people don't understand, why does it make sense for them to buy a car versus lease a car, or lease a car versus buy a car, right? One of those is a tax deduction. The other one is not. That's right. Some people will allocate a portion of their home for an office, and they will deduct a portion of that off of their mortgage, and that's an office expense because it's a deduction.
Yeah.
For sure.
And my wife and I have been usually one or the other. There's been times in my career where I've been a W-2, she was a 1099. Right now, my wife is a W-2 employee, I'm a 1099.
Yeah.
So it's interesting how our taxes kind of flow, and we've gotten really good at managing the books over the years.
Yeah, so with the 1099, you're just saying, hey, that's the tax form to say I'm an independent contractor.
Right.
I am in business for myself, and I'm in the real estate space, and I happen to actually have a broker, because that's what the general agent broker relationship requires. I'm still technically a captive agent to my broker. I can only represent one broker, but there are tax savings from being a 1099 independent contractor, different than if you're just a W-2 employee. So if we go to Hawaii and we're going to meet about real estate, that portion of it can be a deduction on my taxes versus I'm a W-2 employee and we just go on vacation, then I just spent money on vacation.
Absolutely. And if you think about it, when you read these popular offers like Robert Kiyosaki, he talks about who are the wealthy people in America? It's typically people that own businesses, people that own real estate, people that have been leveraging technology, e-commerce, things like that, right? Owning a business is very, very fruitful, and there are absolutely tax advantages you can take when you own a business on a 1099. It's really cool. So that's definitely something that I think is a huge advantage of owning a business.
For me, what I liked about real estate was an opportunity to meet a bunch of new people, because I love to be outgoing, social, talk to people. I don't really meet strangers. I just meet new friends and acquaintances. I will talk to anybody. And
I saw you talking to a tree the other day.
Well, I just get excited about that because I'm interested in other people.
Yeah, we have that in common. We love people. I do think you have to have a genuine interest in people, I would say, for the most part, to be good at real estate, because this is a very people-intensive business. You're dealing with people's biggest purchases of their life, and I know James is the same way. Hundreds and hundreds of the clients that I've had in my career, they become my friends, right? They become my lifelong friends. That's a pretty special thing. I don't know about you, James, but that makes me feel pretty darn good.
It's funny when Uncle James comes over, and at Christmas time when you have a stocking on their mantle, and Christmas Day you've got to go to like 60 houses because Uncle James is coming by. I mean, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it is. I'm doing a pie party this next week for Thanksgiving, and I've got 50 people coming by my house to come get a Thanksgiving pie.
Yeah,
feels great. Feels great.
Yeah, impacting other people's lives and making a difference, to me, makes it one of the most rewarding careers. And I have done so many different jobs. I can get restless and want to try new things. I don't know, did I ever tell you I used to run a private prison?
No, that's new.
I used to run a maximum security prison for juvenile girls where the average age was 17 years old. So we need to talk about that at some point.
Yeah, we're going to... Wow, okay. So how about we do this? We're going to go back there, but how about learning new things? Is that something...
Oh my gosh.
If you like to learn new things, would it be a good career?
I love that here I am, 19 years licensed, and yet every day I'm learning something new about the industry, about the way business is done, about dealing with clients. Every day is a new opportunity.
Yeah, I would say if you love order and you like to sit around every day and do the exact same thing on every day, the exact same model every day, this may not be the right industry for you.
Oh, no. I would say real estate is a great career path if you love to do the same thing every day. You'll need to specialize in certain aspects of our transactions that are the same every single day.
Yeah.
Like property management, like leasing.
Right.
There's some other areas.
That's true. But do you think that, we don't know what's going to always hit us every day, right?
No,
it's very different. So if you like diverse experiences,
yeah,
man, this is awesome.
Yeah.
Totally awesome.
For sure. And I think the other part that I really liked was, again, I think we talked about it in a previous episode about really being able to, like, if I want a raise today, I could decide, pick up the phone, call some people, offer to help solve their real estate problems, and I could make an extra $5,000, $10,000, $20,000.
Yep. And let's talk about this. Let's say you're in a company and you've had a role and you're a very good employee, and typically you might get a merit bonus every year of maybe 3-4%. Well, that pretty much keeps up with inflation.
What are you working for a millionaire?
Yeah.
3-4%?
Yeah. And that's pretty common in a regular job, right?
1%.
Yeah. In fact, yeah. Okay. Right.
3 or 4%.
Yeah. In fact, one of the things I've told people is when you have a job, some people call it just over.
Here it comes, the job.
Just over broke. So basically what we're saying is you come into work every day, you have an opportunity to have a raise. You have an opportunity to make more for your family, collect assets. You can be an investor. You can, do sales. The sky is the limit, and it's really up to you. You're the X factor in this business.
I love that you're the X factor, because when you have a boss, I think it's like a double SOB, right? Like, I don't make a good employee. I really don't. I'm a rule breaker. I don't want to be to the office on time. I don't mind staying late if there's work to do. If we're going to have fun, I'm all about it. If it gets boring, I'm out of there. And so, you could have 59-minute lunch breaks. That's just not my gig.
Yeah, you and I have coached hundreds and hundreds of agents. there's some deprogramming that has to have, right? When they come in, there needs to be some things that we share with them on things that we're observing, because they've been programmed to think a certain way for so long, and then you get into an environment that's very different.
Oh, I can't even begin to tell you. I remember so many of the jobs that I've had where I had all this responsibility. I was so responsible for everything. I had like no authority to impact it. I couldn't make any change.
That's right.
To the crap I was getting thrown at me, but I was responsible for it.
Yeah. And you may feel that way. You may feel like you have shackles and you've maybe tapped out. You've hit your ceiling of achievement in your job. Maybe you need to look at this, because there is no ceiling here.
I love getting paid what I'm worth and deciding I want a raise and I'm going to go make it happen. And I know that real estate school, although it's required to have the license, it doesn't teach me about how do I get a customer.
That's right.
It doesn't teach me how do I attract and acquire people. And I know that comes from marketing. And I know I need to learn that from somebody. And that is where it happens.
That's right. In fact, a very wise man told me once, visibility is more important than ability.
For sure. Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
yes.
He's a joint mentor of ours.
Yeah.
And I think there's a lot of truth to that, right? You have to be very good at being transactional. You need to be a good tactician in real estate, without a doubt. But you can be the smartest person going to all these classes, but ultimately you need to learn how to market yourself and how to create business.
Yeah, for sure. Because understand that the real estate schools, I'm going to tell you what their metric is. How many paid students are in class?
Yes.
That's their profit. Like, they're in a business to get students in the class.
Yeah.
They're not committed to you making money in real estate.
Kind of like a gym membership.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
They don't care if you come.
And I love real estate schools. And I know some of the best instructors. They're amazing. They're great people. But it's just the byproduct of a system.
Yeah.
It's almost like some of the companies, they kind of get annoyed if you sell a lot of houses. They're like, you're creating all this extra work for us.
Yep.
And you're like trying to hustle and make a bunch of money. They're like, yo, slow down, man. What are you doing here, man? We're trying to sell 3 homes a year. What are you doing selling 60 homes a year? What's that about?
Absolutely, yeah. There's another thing too. I think when you're in life, there's something I believe, and that is that you're either growing or you're dying in life. You're either advancing your skills or you're slowly deteriorating when it comes to your skills, and also in relationships, by the way. There is no such thing as stasis in a relationship. It's getting better or it's getting worse.
For sure.
So do you want a challenge, right? A lot of people get into this business because they just straight flat out want a challenge. They want to be challenged. Have you seen that? Yeah,
I've seen a lot of people that think they want a challenge because they think it would be a new different, and what they don't understand is, in a lot of ways, because you have the ability to call your own shots, you're going to spend some time in the mirror getting really clear on what actions are you going to take. And that's the challenge part. Yeah. That 6-year-old voice in the back of your head that says, am I going to pick up the phone? Am I going to make one more phone call? Am I going to go do the open house? Yep. And that's why I love coaching people, because they don't always see it. Even Tiger Woods, right? Got a coach so they could kind of take a look and say, hey, let's adjust your swing a little bit. You sold 6 homes last year. Let's get you to 16 homes this year.
Yeah, maybe your blood's just flowing a little bit. Maybe you're just comfortable, right? And there's no growth in comfort. A lot of us have just kind of gotten to that comfortable place in our life, and we're like, man, I just want a total challenge. Maybe that's what you got going on right now.
Yeah, maybe you're doing great. Maybe you're doing really good. Your income is right where you want it to be. That's awesome. And at the same time, there's a leadership aspect around playing small and realizing that there are millions of people in the world that are hurting. They need help. And if you have finances and you're blessed with abundance, you can go out and solve some people. I think the number one way to help homeless people is, number one, don't be homeless. The next way is be super successful so that you can go really help bring them along. Right? We're not handing them fish, we're teaching them to fish.
Right.
And I think that's part of our passion here with this message, because we want to really come alongside people, partner with some people, and see if we can give back.
Yep, and this all is under the umbrella of taking responsibility for your career, not just your career, but your life. Right, we're introducing a career to you where you can make a significant difference, a life of significance. Right, it's not just taking care of your family; it's even beyond that. It's like, what can I do for this community? So you go into this business, you want to excel, you want to be the very best you can be, so you can give more things to others. I don't know about you, but when I give things to others, I feel great, and that's one of the big reasons why I do this business.
Absolutely, yeah. I'm a big time giver, and that only comes from abundance. If you're running on empty, you can't you got nothing to give. So you've got to fill your tank for sure.
Yeah. So we just gave you a whole lot of more reasons why you should get into real estate, didn't we, James?
I think so. Or we helped you understand maybe it's not for you. And believe me, if you don't think it's for you, then don't even do it. Like, please. We have a bunch of people that shouldn't be in this industry. I can tell you this. Of all the hundreds of agents that I've coached with, and I've coached people to sell, some of them sell 3 homes a year and some of them sell 60 homes a year. Every one of them is fully capable of doing this role, but they're not always willing to do it. So if you're willing to do it, tune in for more content. We're going to show you what to do.
Isn't this awesome? Have a great day. We'll see you in the next episode.